In this episode of the 90s and Noughties UK podcast regular Hayley and I have a bouncing conversation about music once more. Then Jamie plays Celebrity Birthdays.
This is 90s and Noughties UK, a podcast on UK pop culture of the 90s and 2000s. If you want to contact the show, email 90esandnoughties@gmail.com, tweet us on @90esandnoughties UK on Twitter, or check us out on Facebook, 90s and Noughties UK.
I'm joined by podcast regular Hayley, and what I thought we would do is a bounce around conversation about music. And this time, I think what I will do is I'll do what I did last time, I suppose. I'll ask you one question, and we'll see where we go, Hayley. So, Hayley, tell me, what was the last gig, 90s and Noughties related gig that you went to?
That would have been the Boys Are Back tour, because I was going to a couple of shows back in February, March last year. The last one that I went to was February, because that's it. I had songs scheduled for March, but obviously they got cancelled. But the one in February I went to a couple of dates. And last one was in Bath. It must have been at the end of February, that's right. But yeah, I've actually, the ones that got cancelled have actually been postponed for September. So hopefully they will be going ahead. So I've got those to look forward to.
And jog my memory, who is on that tour?
Okay, so it's A1, 911, 5 and Damage.
Right, so it's basically the people who did the big reunion tours, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I saw all of those on that tour, and they were all as good as each other. It was amazing. But I know that you went for A1, right?
Yeah, definitely. But I do like 911 as well. So, but A1 are my favourites. But 5 are good as well. Damage, I don't mind a couple of their songs, but I'd say the main ones are A1 and 911.
911 had some good tracks. I mean, there's a few I can think of that spring to mind a little bit more. Body Shaking. Did you get their most recent album, one they did about 10 years ago, shortly after the big reunion? It was called like The Hits and More, or Illuminate. That's right.
Yes, I've got it on Spotify because I downloaded quite a bit. After going on tour, it as I say, made me grow to appreciate them more. So, like I said, it was after going to a couple of dates, I was always like looking forward to A1 first, because it was always them on the bill first, whether they change it for the new dates. But it always went A1, then it was Damage, then it was 911, and it was 5. I always used to go in that order, but I always used to think when Damage on, I was like, I appreciate them, I don't mind them, but I was just like, I actually want 911 to come on now.
Is that a go to the bar kind of situation?
With Damage, like I said, like some of their songs I don't mind. I appreciate them, but they're, as I say, they're just, it's because they're probably a bit more soul, I would say, than pop. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I respect them, and I met them actually. I met them, and I met again some of the A1 boys, because I've met them a couple of times, and I met some from 911 as well. So on the tour, so that was good. So the only ones that didn't get to me were 5. So, but I don't know what they're going to do, because if there's always a meet and greet opportunity, I always try to do that. But these were just like arriving early at the venue and like waiting outside or whatever. Like they were just like walking past or getting ready and stuff, and they came over for like photos, which was cool. So
I think that's just part of what they do, isn't it? They must be so used to that. I mean, especially since you followed A1 around a little bit, they must know who you are by name.
I know who actually what bands do know me really well. Actually, A1, yeah, because I follow them around quite a bit, but not as much. I mean, the ones that know me really well are actually Busted Him at Fly, because I used to like follow them around so much, and they know me. Like, it's like, yeah, whenever they see me, they're like, "You all right?" and stuff like that. So, but A1, I've got a bit of catching up to do in comparison with following them around, but that can change. I can change that. I'm happy to, because I've also got. Because I've obviously got the Boys Are Back tour, the rescheduled dates. A1 are actually doing their own tour. When they announced the tour, there wasn't any dates that were particularly near me. But then they announced another date that was around the dates of the Boys Are Back tour, and that's actually in Bristol. So, because I'm like, I think I see A1 like on the Saturday. The Friday, I think it is. Yeah, A1 on the Friday, I think it is. And then I've got the Boys Are Back tour on the Sunday in Cardiff. So it's just literally, yeah.
You say that A1 are going to do their own tour.
They are, yeah.
Now, that they've all had kind of their own solo stuff. Do they perform any of that during their tour? Did they have like solo spots like some of the other acts have had?
When they do their own tour, because there's only ever one time since they've all got back together, with Paul included, where they did the reunion shows, which would have been November 2019. Yeah, because they did those dates. They did like 3 dates. They did like London. They did 4 dates. They did, because they did 2 London dates, 1 Birmingham and 1 Manchester, for their own tour. And it was a lot of it was just like obviously the old classics, but they put a couple of new songs in there, but that we'd never heard of before. And they were like, a new music is in the works. And I think that's why they're doing this new tour, to promote. I've got a feeling they'll be releasing a new album over the next couple of months to tie in with the tour. And then obviously they've got the Boys Are Back tour, where they'll probably just do like the old hits, but then focus more on the new music with their own tour. So, but they didn't do really any solo songs like that. If they did, it was like little parts of it, if that makes sense, not the full song. But who knows? Hopefully they change it up a bit. But I don't know how Ben's going to tie it in, because I'm sure that his fiance is expecting around the time of the tour. So I'm like, when they said, I was like, surely the baby's due around that time. So I don't know how he's going to do it, to be fair.
No, well, I'm sure that they will find a way to fit everything in. So something's just come to mind here, and I guess hearing you talk about all these bands you have seen, you must think sometimes that there are bands that are no longer together that you would have liked to have seen.
Yeah, definitely, especially bands from the past, and also ones that unfortunately probably weren't as successful, therefore they weren't around for very long, but also like bands that are around a long time ago or whatever, or just like the 80s or whatever, or 90s, and obviously just don't really tour or anything. But no, and also solo artists. There's a couple of solo artists that I haven't seen that I'd love to see, but they just don't tour or anything. So yeah, I mean, I've missed it so much, because going to gigs is like one of my main hobbies. I love it, and it's going to feel so weird when I am actually allowed to go in a concert, you know, again, like with like crowds and stuff. It's going to feel quite surreal actually after all this time.
I think so. It's been a long time since I went to a gig, but I can imagine if you are if it's something that you live for,
yeah,
then you are going to be like, wow, this is quite overwhelming. You'll probably have a very similar feeling to me. You'll be really excited, but at first it'll be quite overwhelming.
Yeah, March 2020 was the last time. Yeah, so yeah, literally at the start of March, because I had some scheduled for the middle to late March, and of course they were the ones that were cancelled. So yeah.
Something else sprung to mind here. Since you haven't been able to see any gigs, I don't think like pop live albums are really a thing, are they?
Not really, no. But some, I mean, A1 in particular, they've been doing these, occasionally they do like an A1 like Zoom call thing for all the fans, so that you pay like, I think it's like £15 or something a ticket. You order it. It's no more than £20, and it was like between 15 and 20, something like that. They did one for Easter. They did, which I can only do them when I'm not working, you see. And the last one that I did was, no, then there was I'm sure was there a Christmas one? I'm not sure, but it was like October last year was the last one I did, but they did one in for Easter, and I couldn't do that one. But the one that I did see, basically is because they get everyone involved, and that it's all interactive. You can like vote for them to do this performance and stuff. And what they do, because obviously with the live streaming, it's hard to like do a performance with the delay and stuff. So what they do is they record all the performances ahead, and then the fans choose what one they want or whatever, and then they obviously go to that, or they go to that video, or they show that, and it's all like quiz things, and it's all like good interactive fun. And then there's talking about pop punk as well. There's a pop punk band that I like, and they basically did performances that was like a proper gig. They did about 6 different ones, I believe, or was it 5 or 6, something like that. Where you could order a ticket and then watch this live performance that they did for the fans. So it's not being completely cut off in regards to that kind of thing. It's just obviously not being able to do it in person, and it's nice that bands have sort of other fans and whatever, and given them something to fill the void, really.
I think it's interesting because if you'd said to a lot of those bands, say back in 1998, oh, you're going to do a live stream of a performance and you're going to be able to talk to people in real time as well, oh, and it's going to be on video, I think they would have said that you were somewhere in space. I know when I spoke to a member of the Renford Rejects cast, he talked about doing a webcast in sort of the late 90s to promote the show, and he said Keenan and Kel were there. That at the time seemed so fantastical.
Exactly, yeah.
The fact that you could do that, certainly in the last couple of years or so, it's really come along. And it's great that acts from that era kind of understand it, I suppose, because they were there at the start of that kind of thing, so it makes sense that they would utilize it.
I just thought I can actually mention about the pop punk band, because they are noughties, just about in there, but all time low. So I actually plan to see them in September as well, and that's the first time I would have ever seen them. So I'm looking forward to that.
Now, all time low. I'm going to be showing my ignorance here. What hits did they have, if they had any?
Yeah, they have. Weightless is quite well known. That's probably Dear Maria. They've got a new song out at the moment called Once in a Lifetime, which is good. Off their most recent album, they've got a song called Sleeping In that I really like. But you probably would, if you like look them up, you'd know some of them. But Weightless is quite well known, so probably that one I would have thought. So.
And when would that have been?
It would have been around 2007, 2008 was when they first came out. Yeah.
My goodness, the amount of records that came out of that year that were just like stratospheric, which is probably why that song isn't ringing any bells for me, because there was just so much other distraction going on. Because
they've been going around since like 2004, but obviously it's when they started to break through more over here was around that time. So yeah.
What a time to break out. And that's the thing, right? We're talking about 14 years ago. It doesn't seem real somehow.
I'm going to share a little fact with you, actually. I would say guess, but you'll probably be all day guessing. But I read a fact that a song, I'll give you a little clue and see if you can guess. A song by a boy band is 20 years old this week.
The week in which we're recording, yes. 20 years old, so that's 2001.
Yeah.
Is it an A1 song?
No.
No, so it's not Caught in the Middle?
No.
Or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so give me another clue.
There's 4 of them in the band, if you know your boy bands.
Right.
They did have a few hits. They are quite well known. Try not to make it too obvious.
Have there always been 4 people in the band?
Yeah, none of them left or anything. Yeah.
Okay. Because I had Westlife in my mind. Let's see. So where are we? Are we talking about boy band? Have we mentioned them thus far?
Not today, no. It's not been.
Not today.
No.
Okay. In that case, I'm completely stumped. My mind is blank.
Just trying to think if I can give you any more clues. They're pop with a little bit of R&B.
R&B. Well, the only R&B band I've got in my head is Boys to Men, but I know it's not them.
No. Their band name begins with the same letter.
Okay. Okay, then. So we are talking about... Nope. Completely not there.
The band name is it a colour?
Oh, is it blue? Ah, yes. Right. You're talking about All Rise,
Yes. Right? I can't believe it, though. I can't believe it's 20 years old. But I bought the singles. I used to buy all their singles. That's another band that I like a lot as well. But shit, they're not really touring or anything. And they will. So they can't at the moment. But they weren't really. They didn't really have anything in the works. So
no, you'd think they would be on the Boys Are Back tour, but I guess they decided it wasn't for that. I think they're all off doing different things at the moment.
Talking about anniversaries and whatnot, another band is coming back soon. I know that, and also there's a remix of one of their songs on Spotify at the moment. Plus, they are also releasing special edition bundles or whatever of this album, which again is 20 years old. That is Sugar Babes, their first album, Overload. Song that's on Spotify with the remix is One for Cover.
That's the album with One Touch on it?
That's correct, yeah.
I've seen vinyl editions of that album coming out. That seems really bizarre, considering when that album came out, vinyl was well and truly gone.
I was just thinking, actually, because it's so long, I apologise. Actually, the album actually might be called One Touch, or is it Overload? No, I'm doubting myself.
I think it's called One Touch. Actually,
yeah, it is.
That's what I came.
It's got Overload on it. It's just like with One for Cover and New Year and everything.
One Touch was released in 2000.
That's it. Yeah.
So that's 21 years old
21
this
years,
year, nearly.
Yeah.
Overload was the opening track to the
yeah.
album.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's quite all right. That's the thing about these bouncing conversations. We're not always correct, but there's always Google on hand to make things better. So I think what we'll do is we'll bring that to a close.
Yeah.
We went all over the place there. Once again, thanks for joining us, Hayley.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And now on the 90s and Noughties UK podcast, it's time for a regular feature called Celebrity Birthdays. Who is celebrating their birthday in the week of this broadcast? We are about to find out, thanks to Jamie, not me, but an Australian podcaster. Jamie, tell me about your podcast.
So we are the Commentary Booth. We have a team of co-hosts that join me every week to recap and review our favorite movies from the week or favorite TV shows, and just try and find the hidden gems that have either arrived in cinemas or hit streaming services over the past week.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure that many will go and check that out. I'm sure it's available on all podcasting providers. Is that right?
Correct. Probably the easiest place to find us though is to head to pariomagazine.com.au, and then you can go to all the various streaming podcast services from there.
Let's start the game, shall we? Jamie, please start your questioning.
Okay, so is this celebrity a female?
No.
Is this person Australian?
No.
Is this person American?
Yes, they are, yeah.
Okay. Are they an actor?
They are an actor.
Are they a movie actor?
They are predominantly known for movies, yes.
Okay. Okay. Now this is where I get stuck. Are they a comedy actor?
I wouldn't say comedy. I think some of their work has a comedic edge to it. Or sometimes maybe even straight out comedy, but I think it's predominantly in the more action field that they'll be known, and drama.
Okay. Is this person bald?
No.
Okay. So it's a male American movie actor, does more action stuff.
Oh, yeah. And loads of sequels as well.
Loads of sequels. Okay. What movies have so many sequels? Is this person in a Fast and the Furious movie?
No.
Okay. What other movies have lots of sequels? Is this person in a Marvel movie?
Not as far as I know, but I might be incorrect. They might have a cameo somewhere. But they've been around for a long time, well over 35 years, and have been in a lot of movies.
Is this person in a Star Wars movie?
No.
I'm just going through all the big franchises I know that have lots of sequels now. Is this person in James Bond?
No, although the films that this person was in, you could say are very similar, and the source material coming from a very similar period as well.
Okay. Is this person in Mission Impossible?
Yes.
Is this person a Scientologist?
He was once upon a time. He probably still is, yes.
Okay. Is this person in Top Gun?
Yeah, he is in Top Gun.
Is this person Tom Cruise?
He is Tom Cruise.
I do like Tom Cruise. That's a good one. I'm glad I got that one.
I know. Well, how many Mission Impossible sequels are there now?
Oh my! I have no idea. A lot, like 7 or 8, I think.
Well, yeah, there seems to be. I think I pretty much gave it away there, but he's in loads of other great movies. Obviously, as you said, Top Gun. He's in Risky Business, The Color of Money, Rain Man. He is also in Jerry Maguire as well. He did War of the Worlds about 15 years ago or so. He's in loads of stuff.
Minority Report.
Yeah.
He has another movie that's like very Mission Impossible and sequel-y, but I can't remember what that one's called.
I want to say he did one called Night and Day, which was very similar to that thing. Have you seen that? It's terrible.
No, I haven't seen that one. I know there's one where he is like an assassin. It's kind of like John Wick, but it's not John Wick. And yeah, I think it has about 3 sequels as well. So the sequel path was a good idea. He's in a lot.
That's good. Well, he is celebrating his birthday in the week of this broadcast, so happy birthday to Tom Cruise. And thanks, Jamie, for joining us on this edition of Celebrity Birthdays.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
And that brings us to the end of this podcast. I'd like to thank everyone who contributed to it and you for listening. If you'd like some extra content, please go and check out the 90s and Noughties YouTube channel, where you'll find taste tests and other 90s and 2000s related content. You can also come and join the live stream at twitch.tv/90sandnoughties UK, and that happens every Monday at 10:30 p.m. UK time. So from me, Jamie Dyer, thank you very much for listening, and bye-bye for for now.
Thank you for listening to 90s and Noughties UK, a podcast on UK pop culture of the 90s and 2000s. Please remember to rate, comment and subscribe on your favourite podcast provider. If you want to contact the show, email 90sandnoughties@gmail.com, tweet us on @90sandnoughties UK on Twitter, or check us out on Facebook, 90s and Noughties UK.